well, deal with a few matters at hand. When Aster was more or less deciding on things, your team is more or less going to go ahead and try to usurp a kingdom, which is a very tough feat. One way to do it is become a member of the council, and in order to do that, you need to vacant a seat, have a backer, and have some money. You can basically do one thing with having a backer, and well, the main problem is the vacant seat. Someone can relinquish it, or someone can be gotten rid of and removed. And that's more or less the one you're working with. In order to get close enough, however, you decided to bring your ally not out of the way, but working in a separate tethered line parallel to your own before you go into an intersection, even though parallel lines do not intersect. That's the entire point of parallel lines. But your team is also getting close to them by dealing with a very dangerous creature in the wilderness. Something that has been killing off things left and right and just permeates death. When you arrive here...
Sorry.
Go ahead, Milo.
No, I was going to say something after you finished talking.
No. When you arrived here, Milo was able to interpret that this creature is a Wendigo, but of a very large size. Something not naturally known. This is something that you would know, Milo. It can exist from something born of a humanoid into this beast. But in other ways, it can be formed from the actual area itself. A monstrosity or beast, depending on where it comes from. And by its size, its nature, and its shape, definitely not from here. And this is where we last left off. And then Milo was going to say something.
Oh, it was in reference to what you were saying earlier, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Not important.
You've already investigated the creature. You've already looked at it. You see some dead bodies here and there, like spewed on the ground. No one has bothered to collect them. You do see like twins everywhere because Roll20 only gives you so many dead tokens that look alike. And it honestly doesn't matter. But you are not the only ones that have tried to kill this thing off. I want everyone to go ahead and roll a turn order. It's not a fight yet, but I highly suspect it won't be one for that much longer. Oh, it did not roll that well. That's a 7.
It's not a fight yet. It looks like I'm going first, so guess what?
It's a fight.
Wow. Did everyone really roll that bad?
Yeah. Let's get in position first. Let me get in position first. Like, we're far enough away, it hasn't noticed us yet. So
no,
let's get
right now it's still doing that weird thrashing into the ground and, like, killing the vegetation.
Basically, I'm going to command the bear to follow Aster's lead and attack what he attacks. And I'm going to climb up into a tree and get into a sniping perch.
All right.
And his commands are to kill that creature when Aster decides to start fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd like to get a turn or two to cast some spells on myself.
I don't have a problem with it. I mean,
You cast a spell too. I can prepare.
Okay. Move yourselves where you want to be on the map. I will say, if you get between 20 feet of this creature, you will have to roll a stealth check. You don't automatically succeed. And then go ahead and cast any spells you intend to cast. However, if you intend to cast a spell like towards this creature, and that includes like Hunter's Mark or anything of that sort, that would proc combat.
I'll do a good old Shield of Faith. Faithful.
Mm-hmm. Yoko, Milo, I know you said you were going up to a tree, Milo, to sniper. But Yoko, are you doing anything? Or gonna stand there?
I'm gonna cast mirror image on myself.
Okay, I believe that gives creatures disadvantage. Well, not creatures, but anything that targets you disadvantage.
Well, no.
It's been a while since I've seen mirror image. Give me a second to revise.
Oh yeah, it's looked at it in a while. I gotta. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, whether it attacks one of your duplicates or yourself.
Do you get? I would know. Never mind.
Actually, I need to go ask you, Yoko, for a favor.
Is Huntsman really quiet for anyone else?
Sorry. I need to ask Yoko for a favor. Do you have enlarged?
No, I do not.
Milo?
I don't have it prepared. I don't know if I could have learned it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to Shadow of Colossus this thing then. You guys ready?
One more moment. And if I can, then I'd also like to cast Blur on myself. And start my Blade Song.
Okay. Okay,
You guys, not gonna lie, I'm pretty worried that he's giving us all this time to prep up.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't think druids don't get enlarged.
Okay.
Yeah, I do actually get enlarged. They added it in Tasha's. Oh, if I'd known that, I would actually prepared it. Fuck.
I mean, you can't read every book. I still haven't read the entire Tasha book PDF because I like to read on the go.
Druids do get enlarge reduce.
I mean, that makes sense. You can wild shape. Why not change your size as well? But at this point, I'm pretty sure you guys had everything prepared that you want to prepare. I think.
Yeah,
Yep,
I would have liked to have that prepared.
I mean, yeah. But this creature is looking around, and then you do notice something while you're preparing and doing things in the horizon line of the forest. Something maws in and goes towards this creature. What appears to be not an owl bear, but a bear owl, which does not make sense if you think about it. But a giant, not bear-sized owl, but owl-sized bear. Like a flock of them hover towards this creature. And immediately this thing comes towards it, bites into 3 of them, and renders them in half. The rest of them begin to attack this creature's fur, and when they go to touch the thing, their bodies begin to slowly decay and turn charcoal black, as if necrotic damage is piercing into their skin.
Ooh, that's a strong wine cooler. Ooh.
Milo takes a sip.
Ooh, my liquid courage.
So just physically touching this thing is a problem, which is something, natural 20, I'll give you it, that you would probably get to know.
I would tell Aster.
You would tell Aster. Aster, it's your move.
Yes, well,
Do we have a surprise round?
I have.
I don't believe a surprise round is a thing anymore in 5e, but I could be wrong.
They're not really. I have an incredibly finite amount of things I can do. But I can do this. I will throw a javelin.
All right. I think you're within range of javelin throwing now.
Yep.
I forgot alcohol makes me burp a lot.
I will miss my thrown javelin.
Asher, go ahead and roll 1d20. Okay. I was gonna say, Milo bring up a good point. While there's no longer a surprise round, things can still be in the surprise condition, which just means the first attack gives advantage. But I was basing it off of above 10, you get advantage. Below 10, not so much. 7, not so much. So still misses, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if we still had those things, because I would have liked to take a shot at it
Sorry,
before.
I didn't mean to do that.
That's fine. You throw your javelin straight towards this creature. It hits the tree right next to it. It turns around after finishing off those small little bear owls. Just moving or looking towards you now.
I will go ahead and use my other channel divinity, Vow of Enmity. And let's see. Yeah, that's as far as I can move. So the javelin goes wide, but then my free hand points to it, and it's seeing red. Or I'm seeing red towards it. It's unclear.
Fair.
One of us will die.
All
That's
right.
my
Milo.
All right, let's get this. I am. However high is this tree?
I'm gonna say 15 feet tall.
I'm kind of at the tip top, hiding in behind some bushes, and I just say into the bow the words, and I mark this as my target, and then I'm going to, of course, do the. Is it this one? Yeah, it's the favored foe. Gonna mark him with that and the favored foe, and I'm going to take a Oathbow Sharpshooter.
All right.
Yeah.
Just making sure that any of the things you marked don't give you an increased boost or bonus.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I get advantage or anything for something I have.
Yeah, you gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 1 minute or until it drops to 0 points or falls unconscious. Or am I reading?
You're reading mine.
I'm reading yours.
Did you do the sworn enemy thing with your oath bow?
Yeah. I did.
It looks like that gives you advantage.
Okay. Does 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Sweet. So, wait, why is it 13? Okay, so there's that. Oh, that's the oath bow's damage plus the d4 from my favored foe. So, 37? And 5, 10, 25. Boom. Right on top of him. And because he moved 20 feet straight towards this target.
At least.
If he attacks, target must takes an extra d6 slashing damage, and if I don't know if it's a target is a creature, is this considered a creature?
In canonical terms, yes.
Okay, then it must succeed the spell save.
Also, that's
So
4 grammar on my part.
21.
Yeah, 21 does hit.
It is
17
only
hit.
12 damage. It's only 12 damage.
Yeah, but it does have to try to make the roll now.
And plus a d6. So 15 points of slashing damage, and then it has to make a DC 14 save. As what is it? Strength? Yeah, strength saving throw. DC 14.
All right. Thankfully, this thing is a little bit stronger than the original, but not by much. So it's only a +5. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Not by much, but when you roll, you roll.
Yeah. And that's because I already gave his command. I do still have a bonus action.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out which ones are bonus actions, sorry. No, I don't have any. Well, I do have a few, but I don't have any that I want to do, so I'm good.
Okay. Putting up for the charge. Aster, you throw your spear, mean mug this guy. Milo, you sharpshoot into the heart of this creature. It pins in, and a lot of blood gushes out. Some viscous blue ichor, more oxygenated than the last. I think if your blood has more oxygen, it looks bluer, or if it's less oxygen, man, it's been a while since I took in chemistry. Biology.
More.
Cool. It does seem to have a bluer blood flow through it. Your I want to say rock bear rushes towards this creature and slashes through and through, but this creature is sturdy. While this thing isn't bloodied, it took surprisingly a lot more damage than I expected, or it expected in turn, which is the exact same thing because I'm the GM. As this thing takes its turn.
37 plus 15 in one go from me and the bear. That's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. Immediately noticing where Aster is, where Milo is, where your bear is. This thing isn't technically that smart. It has no modifier in intelligence. So it's just gonna roll a d4 and see who. No, it's not that smart. So it would obviously go for the closest thing around it. Going for the bear.
Uh-oh. Bear's got no health.
Oh.
That's the downside for the ranger companion. They have literally no health.
Well, looking toward your bear companion, it looks down and immediately its ferocious red eyes begin to burn through, and it goes in for a bite attack directly towards your bear. Let's see, +7. To 16 hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bear's AC is 15.
It's 2d8 plus 3 piercing damage if the bear can reduce that.
No.
Okay, just making sure. That's an 11. It bites in heavily, but thankfully enough, your bear hasn't died yet. But I want you to go ahead and roll a Constitution save. DC to beat 15.
The bear needs to roll a con save.
Yes.
21.
Oh, thankful. Very thankful. As it bites into it, you remember that its body just touching it or attacking it does some necrotic damage. So your bear basically rends its flesh out of its maw so it doesn't continue to take damage.
Well, is the bear technically flesh if it's made of stone?
Is the bear still affected by necrotic damage?
I mean, yes, technically, but like.
So instead of it rotting away, it's more like crumbling to dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
My description is wrong. Either way, thankfully enough, it doesn't take additional necrotic damage. But this thing does have melee attack, multi-attack, sorry. So
fine.
it goes in.
Bear goes down this turn, it's fine.
It goes in for one more claw attack. Thankfully enough, it only has a +5 to this attack. Which
Another
is
20.
Shut up, Hans.
No, it's
Yes,
a
it
7.
misses.
Slashing
bear
through
just-
when doing nothing of the sort.
Bear just like kind of just like nudge, like jukes out of the way and like, pew.
Like a Russian acrobat, Bear, it does a backflip over the claw attack as it lands untouched. Yoko.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move up to help the bear and hopefully not become a target myself.
That's fair. Nothing happens.
Yeah, I was just trying to decide which attack to use.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you
Um,
thought it had like some weird attack.
I'm just gonna make a regular attack against it.
All right. Unfortunately, 14 does not hit. 17 did,
Okay.
though. If you have any way of boosting that, I probably shouldn't say that as a GM, but you know.
Yeah,
17
I
hit.
don't think so.
Okay. Bringing out your katana, you slash straight through it. The electrical bolts current rushing through the blade. This creature is currently fighting the bear, so when you go through, it moves in a different position than you expected it to, as it rings through the air. Anything else, Yoko?
No, that'll be it for me.
All right.
Rather not touch this thing.
That's fair. Or it touch you in turn. Aster.
Shame. Shame. Anyway, I'm gonna punch the shit out of it.
Okay.
I recognize this is a poor decision, but
Are your fists considered magical?
I am using the shocking and fire dusters, yes.
Okay. It's been a while since I've boxed, or gone into a street brawl. Do your knuckles actually touch the skin of someone else, or is it just the metal that hits?
It depends on what kind of dusters these are. If they're more like Roman cestises, then no. Because those were basically like full handguards that like reinforced the wrist. If they're actual like brass knuckles, then yeah, because that's only like a centimeter of metal that strikes first, but then you follow through, and yeah, you're gonna hit.
What were these things looking like to you, Aster, when you got them?
When you describe them,
Like
you describe them as dusters, and I have
Yeah.
just gone. I had no precognition of what these are, so whatever you think these are is what they are.
I was thinking like old school mafia dusters.
Okay, then yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with that. So
Okay.
yeah, my skin will still contact. Let's go. Shocking duster first.
No.
Oh. As you swing into the area, you manage to do so bad that you don't even touch the skin of this thing, which is good. Simply washing through the air without nary a scratch.
Clearly, this was an uppercut, and as I uppercutted, I threw a bunch of dirt in its face. And as I turn, I strike a pose, and I point at Milo, and I commander strike Milo.
What does that mean?
You get to make an attack.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nope.
Seeing that my gambit has failed, I will action surge.
Okay. Man, after Milo and the bear, everyone just keeps missing.
And I'll try to bring this shocking duster backhand.
Sounds like a plan. Nice.
Yeah,
After backhanding this man. After backhanding this monster, it just goes blah, and a sharp current just courses through this beast. Asher, go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw. DC to beat. Technically, you're not beating its DC. You're just beating a standard DC. So DC to beat 13.
Oh,
Well, I'm feeling lucky.
You take no necrotic damage as you feel a tingling within your fingers and immediately move away.
Why do I always burp whenever I drink liquor?
Ingredients?
And this is a very powerful, shocking. This is a very powerful backhand.
I mean, just 9 damage can kill a lot of people.
Yeah, it's only going up from here. So 2d8 from a smite.
I mean, with this damage, you can kill 2 farmers.
Yes, to the farmers!
2d8 from the smite, and then we're doing another d8 from the shocking grasp itself.
Mm-hmm.
So just like how height is measured in Milos, damage is measured in dead
farmers.
I just remember that farmers are some of the highest HP NPCs that aren't fighters, which I think is 4. I could be wrong.
I think commoner stat block is 4 HP. But yeah, so Milo misses, so I'm like, this isn't working. So it's this, and it electrically charged, like, I picture them having spikes like taser prongs because it's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
The spikes like graze across, and then a moment later, the wound flashes in light as the electricity arcs between all the scratches that it made.
Yeah, as it goes through and finishes it off, it carves in, and it doesn't gouge out the right eye, but it cuts through and through, that it leaves 4 gashes into the beast, now classified as bloodied.
And that'll be my turn. Oh, I need to make a con save too. Again, don't I?
I think it's the same attack. Isn't it?
No.
Yeah, it is the same attack. My bad.
Same attack that you already rolled for.
I was about to say, unless you really want to get hurt.
Nope. Not
Milo.
particularly.
Ugh.
Oh, I had advantage.
You did. Go ahead and roll again in case you got a natural 20.
No, it didn't matter on that first attack. That's my bad.
Oh, okay.
It was 10 and 13. I forgot.
I did too, even though I read it.
You do have advantage.
Yeah, Vow of Enmity.
Yep. But Milo, it's your go.
No, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna... The bear's gonna attack because he's already been told what to do. So, 21 hits.
21 hits.
7 slashing damage. And then we do the con. 12. I don't think that makes it.
It doesn't make it, but it's not a lot of damage. The bear owls, those are honestly just there to show you what it does. It's only 1d6. That's 4.
Alright, and then it's my turn. Gonna do...
Do the arrow thing again. That worked well.
Hold on a second. So... Okay, so actually it's not calculating my to hit properly.
That should be fixed. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, give me a second. I gotta calculate my proper. So 7, so that's 2. So I should be. So it's a -5 for sharpshooter, and I have a +7. So that would bring it. So that's a +2.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also have the. Okay, so. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm blanking. Your bonus to hit is what?
Proficiency bonus plus the strength or dexterity modifier depending on the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it is.
Dexterity.
Yeah, okay, so I have a +3, +2, that's 5, plus my archery, 7, so yeah, it's 2. I have a +2, okay. 19.
19 still hits.
Alright. A D4. Nice, so 34 points of damage.
Nice. You knock another arrow and you shoot it directly towards this creature. Just like Aster, you aim directly towards its skull and fracture a good amount of it. This thing is heavily hurt. Already bloody thanks to you, Aster, and your bear. Yoko's dancing pretty well. Sorry, Yoko.
Don't know, let me look real quick.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and attack him again.
Why? I mean, this thing
Why
gets to
am
go
I
before
gonna-
you.
Oh,
Oh, I see what happened. I said sorry, Yoko, for dogging on you for not hitting.
No, the Oathbow does not give any bonus to attacks, or at least I don't think. Let me look. I'm done. I'm not doing anything.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
Actually, yeah, I will use my bonus action since I didn't attack. I will use my bonus action to cast Healing Word. He is 5, 10, 30, 35, 40. Yeah, he's still in range, so I'll use Healing Word on my bear at 2nd level and heal the bear
12.
12.
Yoko, if you want, we can keep that 20, or you can roll again on your turn. That was my bad. But the creature looking towards now 3 new targets and Milo way in the back, it would act like an animal, so it would go for the nearest thing, and no, it's actually pretty hurt. Not intelligent. I'm going to roll a d20. This thing's dumb. It decides not to run away, and it's so heavily hurt. Looking towards you all, it will attack... Who chose the bear? 1d4, reroll on 4.
I'll take double. I'll take 1 and 2.
Okay.
I punched the shit out of it, right? That's the justification.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's hit it also.
I'm gonna say bear 1, Aster 2, Yoko 3, 4, Aster again.
And Monster is 4. So it's the bear.
It doesn't like your bear
That's
for
right.
some reason. It goes in for another biting attack. Oh, but it misses.
Bear just kind of like jumps off kicks off Aster to move itself over a little bit as it dodges, knowing that Aster is sturdy as a person he is.
Yeah.
So
It goes in directly towards your bear, but you easily, your companion just brushes it off without ever being touched. With its secondary strike, it decides to change targets. I'm going to say Aster 1 through 3, Yoko 4. Sorry, Aster, for giving you very difficult odds.
No, I won it.
4! It doesn't want you.
it doesn't like you.
It decides to go for Yoko for its secondary strike. Well, man, no one's far enough away it can charge, and no one's close enough that it does its barrage attack.
I am far enough away, but they're too close to it. So ha ha ha.
Yeah, an animal would react towards the closest things rather than attacking something farther away. So while it could still attack you, it would be stupid. Like, even for an animal, it would bite the closest thing rather than going and running away. Well, no, it would run away, but going and potentially hurting itself with Yoko, Astra, and your bear there. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. I only know what animals some of them do. But again, neither here or there. We can discuss semantics later. Going for Yoko with its claw attack. +5. Oh, that's 20. I think that does
It
hit
has
Yoko unless you have
disadvantage.
shield. Oh, you're right.
It's
Uh,
got
And even if
disadvantage.
it does hit, you still can roll your d20.
Yep.
That's a 24. Yoko, go ahead and roll to see if it even hits you.
Darn. It does. Son of a bitch. That's gonna hurt.
Man, this thing's beating the odds. Thankfully, none of its
Oh,
claw
then I'll
attack.
just use shield.
Yeah,
That works.
yeah, that works. Blow after blow, having disadvantage and somehow making sure it attacks you, you cast shield up in the air, and immediately the shield keeps its claws from coming towards you and dealing some damage. It probably wouldn't kill you, but it would hurt. Yoko, as mentioned beforehand, we can keep your 20 that you I accidentally made you whiff, or you can re-roll if you'd like.
Real quick,
We can
roll its
just go with the-
damage.
What was
I
that?
want to. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought y'all were done talking.
Oh, Milo wanted to see its damage.
If it were to have hit.
It only does because it's a little bit stronger. It only does an additional die, so it'd be 3d6 plus 3 slashing damage. It's not killer, but it does hurt. But yeah, just to do it. 12.
It wouldn't have been too bad.
For your bear, it
Yeah.
would.
Only about a third of my health.
That's fair.
Well,
So we can just go with that 20 from earlier.
Okay. As you go around dancing around it, you begin to slash in, pirouetting into the area. 13 plus 5. It slashes in heavily, and you can tell that this creature is nearly down for the count, but not quite dead.
And
excuse me.
I'll use a key point to do a flurry of blows.
Okay. Well, 26 does hit. And go ahead and roll a Constitution save.
Where is it?
Well, that fails.
Yeah.
Oh,
It won't kill you, but it is 1d6 necrotic damage. As you beat into this thing, you do take 3 points of damage. If you can reduce necrotic damage, let me know. Or just take
Nope.
half. Either way, you... Yoko, how do you want to take this creature down? As it only had 7 health left.
Probably just kick it in the head. Like, jump up and a spinning kick to the head.
Yeah. Unlike Astra, where he does uppercuts, you instead do butterfly kicks into this beast until you reach all the way to the top, where you do 3 somersaults and then beam it directly into its skull, causing the thing to crash down into the earth, ultimately killing it off. Or at the very least, taking it down in this world. Its spirit, its form might go back into the where it truly belongs. But the body stays here. You gotta have a trophy. Man, that oath bow
Or
did some significant damage.
proof of the kill.
Yeah,
do anything to it yet?
I'd be a terrible GM if it disappeared and people said, "Well, you don't have a trophy, so I'm afraid you don't get any reward." That'd be mean. I would do it though.
For the trophy, can we take the skull?
Yeah.
The big skull face.
You begin to work around this creature, getting the skull until you finish severing it from the main body. It is a bit of trial and error. Someone can go ahead and roll survival, or else you'd be taking a lot of necrotic damage while you cut through it. Unless you don't care how it looks, then you can do one quick sweep and see how far you do.
I'm gonna do it 'cause I am trying to learn and understand so I get the new form.
Yeah.
12. Oh, wait. Yeah, 12. Yeah, 12.
12's not that great. You're able to cut it off, but you do sustain a bit of necrotic damage, like not heavily. 1. And you are able to sever the head cleanly to a degree. There are like some bits of cracking and breaking everywhere. But if you get it to the right person that can... it's not taxidermy because it's quite literally just a skull.
I'm just gonna mend it.
Yeah, that technically could work. Does mending work on organic?
The issue is I don't think it's organic anymore because it's dead now.
Hmm.
I mean, it's still organic. It's just inanimate. I'm gonna say it still
Yeah,
works.
it's organic
It's
material.
a water skin is organic material, just been dried and everything. So
So, yeah, it's a super weird edge case that I don't have a ruling for.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it works. I don't care enough for it.
take antlers.
Yeah.
Might-
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are the antlers attached to the skull or whatever he's trying to get off it?
2 big ones are, but there's like 4 others attached, like kind of like spikes at the very neck of its body. Like
I'm
those
taking
antlers
the
are there.
big ass antlers on its head because I want to eventually turn them into a very nice bow.
Okay, since you already took the main body off of it, there is really like no way of hurting yourself after it. So go ahead and roll survival to see how cleanly you do with the antlers.
11.
It like cracks in half. You cast mending. It's fine.
I'm
Eventually,
just gonna mend them.
yeah. It's a good thing you're not eating them, or else it'd be an actual problem. Breaking it
But then
through,
I
you
will-
are able to finalize the 2 antlers. You do have the giant skull as your trophy slash, proof of conquest. And there is, the necrotic body that is still killing things around it. What do you do with that?
Burn it?
Wait, no. Like, is it the body itself, or is it something it's what's the word?
Excruciates. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
The skull itself isn't causing too much of an issue. When you like more or less open its jaw, you do see like saliva coming out of it. And when you like, I'm gonna say like you empty it out or test it like on some living grass, it does kill off, that grass and becomes decayed and withered away.
So
It
is it-
might be the secretions of this creature, either saliva, sweat, or its natural.
So basically,
Think.
if we sit here, if we like drain it of everything, we can also, to the point of drying it out and skin and stuff, we could possibly use its hide and stuff for things.
Like that's gonna take hours, if not days. But yeah, you can definitely do that.
Hey, they didn't say we had to be back a certain.
I think they give you a
Oh.
24-hour time limit. So
I think
yeah.
they did too. And also, how are we going to drain like all that? How are you going to carry all that drainage? This is a giant creature. We're talking like gallons of blood.
Uh,
I'm not gonna keep its blood.
Speaking of which, is there any like draining into this big pond here?
Looking at the pond itself, you do see like some different colored liquid in between sparses of water here and there. You can tell that this is a running pond. It is still for the most part, but you can tell that there's a current underneath the main surface. So those little splotches where it might have been drinking or had some of its secretions fall into it, it would dilute it and eventually go away. But yeah, there is some discoloration in there. As of right now.
I could try to funeral write it. Maybe that would help.
It's up to you. It shouldn't be too bad.
I will use ceremony to give it a funeral rite.
All right.
Really, all that normally does is make it not be able to become undead for 7 days. But I'm hoping that whatever holy magics I can channel into it will stop it from withering away everything that its blood touches.
I like the idea and concept. Astrid, go ahead and roll religion.
I'm feeling lucky.
Better than
Uh,
9.
I'm gonna have to keep it because I only got one more left. What is
You begin to perform a more or less religious rite, not of a pantheon or a singular god. It's more of a Wiccan ritual where you pay homage and honor towards nature itself. Not nature gods, but the very foundation of nature itself. The trees, the grass, the roots, the water, the sky, the air. You begin to put like beams of wood into the ground around it in a more ceremonial circle. You begin to chant a more Wiccan-like structured form of a blessing towards the land and towards any dying land around it. And you do see like driblets of green flame from those pillars seep into the skin of this creature. It does seem to cause it to crack and break as if it's going into the very foundation of this body. Milo, did you want to try to, extract its stuff before he did this, or just let it go?
I wanted the skin. I don't care about what the insides. I wanted the hide thing.
I'm going to tell you outright. Aster, you did well enough that this thing's basically going to, the nature itself is going to burn it away. So, Milo, you would not be able to get the skin. You can try to, like, before this happened, get some of it, but there.
That's fine. We got the skull and antlers.
Okay. I was about to say, but I don't know if anyone's strong enough to get so much skin back into town. At least not without 2 carts. But the green flame begins to burn in, and eventually the body, the remainder of its antlers on the back of its nape, and everything else begins to burn away in this green flame. Where its body laid, that part is mostly dead, but you can tell there's some sprouts here and there that will eventually grow into natural undead.
Taking as
Not
proof,
dead.
are we gonna give him the skull?
I don't think they needed to keep it. They just needed to see it. But yeah, we'll take the skull and show it as proof.
I'm keeping the antlers.
You already broke this off, so.
I'm just saying, if they're not getting the antler.
If they ask if it's part of it, I'm sure you can make something up.
Oh no. It didn't save some of my maps I made.
Just tell them that you got it from a beast within the woods.
Mm-hmm. If they ask.
If they ask.
Now, I surmise that as big as this thing is, these antlers are twice my size.
They're pretty big. They're at least
Or at least my full length.
a mile and a half big.
So basically a long bow. This is like a true long bow. This would be a true long bow if I made one to a bow.
Yeah, technically.
I don't think you could make antlers into a bow.
You never know. Or something. Make them into something.
Probably a pretty interesting looking quarterstaff.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I guess when my internet cut out, it didn't save everything. And some of the maps it did save, it didn't save some of the tokens. Oh, cool. The classroom's still full. They got that one at least. So, Theater of the Mind time. You eventually head back towards town. Wrong map. You've already been here. You can ignore it.
That's for the first city we went to.
Yeah. As you make it back into town, make it towards the nice little guild you've ventured forth and found beforehand, you go back to the place. Well, it's more of an inn, and like beforehand, there's like job posting here and there. But the main job posting was that mission where you just defeated this creature, known as a Wendigo.
I got the bear is sitting there and carrying this skull
That makes sense.
that is probably almost as big as it, So it's like the way it's set. It's like the bear. It's like on top of the bear. And it's just walking.
Yeah.
This is the town that everyone was racist in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my disguise back on before we re-enter.
I was about to say, yeah. You know that most of the people here don't care for any other races except for human, Asimar, elf, dwarven, and now halflings as of recent time. But I believe it's been an hour due to all ceremonial rites and things like that. So you do have an hour charge of your disguise once more if you decide to take it.
I don't really need to.
No, I think
Oh,
last time what you did was basically be a better dress Milo. Or was that Aster?
No, that was Aster.
I was
So,
Aster.
yeah, Aster just fixed his face so that he could take his mask off and look a little bit more normal.
I didn't change anything.
Okay. Well, you don't change anything and everything's fine. Again,
Well,
some guards like look towards you,
guard.
but that's basically it.
Trying to remember the name of that guard. Thomas?
Might have been.
Thomas.
That was John.
Might have
John.
been. If you don't remember, you don't remember.
I mean, Milo would remember.
Jefferson.
It was Jefferson. Thank you.
Yeah,
I knew I had it in notes. I just had to pull them up.
he's going to die.
You can find them if you want. If you can find them. But heading back into town, back towards the inn, and seeing the job posting, you take the flyer once more and you put it on the table. Your bear, like, more or less has its frontal legs on the counter. The person that took your assignment, which was only a couple hours ago, honestly, gave you a 24-hour time limit. It's surprised that you're back so soon. The bear has the skull, and when you put the poster down, she looks at you very surprised, and simply enough,
You were looking for this thing, right?
yes. Do you mind not having your bear inside?
I mean, do you not need the skull? I mean, look at me. I can't carry the skull. It's the only way to carry it.
Okay, give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get the arbiter of the mission, and then I'm gonna be right back.
I'll whistle and the bear will walk outside with a skull.
You walk outside with the skull. You do see that she talks with another person that's part of the inn. They take her position, and then she heads out further into town, likely going to get the person that requisitioned this, assignment. A few minutes pass by, and she comes back with an individual that is humanoid in nature, because they're human. I don't know why I said it that way, but coming towards the end, they begin to look at the paper, the documents. She points outside towards your team and the man, very stern looking, very stout looking, definitely a military man that has seen some years of combat. When he looks towards you guys, he does seem a little bit put off by you. It's hard to tell why, but she tells him something, and that gets him more excited, with a very jaunty or jovial smile coming across his face. He nods towards her, puts a few coins down. She takes them. She begins to fill some paperwork. She gives it to the man, and then she takes the poster and basically rips it up and puts it in a trash can. The man eventually comes out and coming towards you guys. Do you do anything, or do you wait until he actually speaks with you?
I'll give him a small bow as he approaches.
All right.
And I'll just wait for and let Aster do the talking and people interaction.
Fair enough, I suppose. Coming towards you is a very stern-looking man, now with a big token. I forgot, if you don't have grids, it just gives you big token. Coming towards you is a very stern, but more or less now caring, smiled man. Cut, trimmed hair, shaven head. This man has like various badges of honor and various badges indicating military service, comes towards you and he does state, "Now then, I do suppose you are the individuals that took on this brave mission."
We are.
Excellent. Now tell me, how did you... Oh, that is deeper than I thought.
Deep.
Deep. I don't know. Maybe I adjust the other one. He's supposed to be more verbose, but I can't figure it out. I'm just gonna go with this one. Whatever. Now tell me, how did you all come across all this? Tell me of your exploits.
Do you mean how we killed it?
Yes, how you killed it, how you took it down, and how you severed the skull off this beast.
We found it feasting at a water pool. From there, we managed to ambush it. Small battle ensued, but we came out on top. Milo here was quite the survivalist and was able to separate its head from its body, and then I was able to banish it back to the forest.
Oh, I see. Well then, it is definitely something worth celebrating. Oh, my apologies. I am the one that gave missive of this mission. And as such, you have now been granted this small sum. He does give you all... I'm going to stop using the word. It's not even that different, honestly. I got to figure out the pitch, shift, and buttons. Anyways, looking towards you, he does give you basically a large quantitative amount. To each of you, it would be 100 gold. And he does state, but you are allowed one asking request of the military itself. Would you care to join our ranks? Or perhaps see what we have to offer?
I think seeing what you might have to offer is interesting enough. You understand that we're not exactly interested in run-of-the-mill guard positions, what with our exploits before us.
Yes, I know. According to what information I did receive from all of you, it does seem that you're all mercenaries, individuals that have no ties or tethers towards anyone else. So we would be more than willing to take someone of each of your calibers in. So, when would you like to look at the establishments, the estates, and making sure your potential new life, where it awaits you? And yes, obviously of your caliber, it would not be some simple town guard position. Who knows, you might even fare of rank between the guards that house the general. Perhaps.
What?
Well, he picks the handfew, the best of the best, to keep guard of his estate.
The general, when you say that, do you mean General Tarok?
Yes, the very same. Oh, I see you've actually looked into things. Glad to see I am not dealing with people, simple riffraff, that just can fight. You have some brains here, points towards his head.
Something like that. Or maybe I'm just pretending.
I can see you're a very good pretender then.
Milo says pretending. Milo just shrugs with his hands out, like, and cocks his head and smiles.
He's gonna take it the way I assume you meant it. He puts 100 gold in your hand, and then gives the dividend sum of the rest toward your team, which is another 100 gold per person.
I interpret it as me wanting the money.
Excuse my friend, but yes,
I meant it.
Like to see the estates.
I meant it as I was kind of making a joke to what Aster said about being maybe pretending to be stupid, and that Milo just goes, eh.
Fair enough. He does state, Well, if you have time today, we can definitely do it now.
I'm not busy myself right now. I don't speak for either of my companions, though, but I don't remember them saying anything, and I'll look to Milo and Yuko.
I'm good.
I have nothing planned for today.
Start packing some tobacco in my pipe.
Uh, start stuffing tobacco in your pipe. Astra, you put your mask back on. And Yoko, you get like a nice shawl kind of thing, hood up. He's already seen you, took a notice of you. So if your face and form does go back, he wouldn't really pay any mind to it, since you're already integrated into the group. I don't know if it's going to take an hour to go through everything, but better safe than sorry, and Yoko would know how to, do things. It would only make sense. Unfortunately, these are some of the maps that did not save. So let me take a quick check.
Whew. I feel good.
Nope, none of the military maps saved except for the house of the general. Whatever. More theory of the mind. As you begin to explore into the wilderness or into the area where they're at, you do actually go into the forest for like a little bit, and then you curve into a wild grove where like trees begin to more look like roots than actual trees and tree trunks until it goes into an archway. As you enter inside, you do see a campsite full of military men, but you do see walls now aching around this area rather than the trees or the gnarling vines that form the woods themselves. As you enter inside, he then tells you about the current domiciles and what you can hope to get here. Now then, as you are, I'm gonna flat out say it, you clearly have skill, ingenuity, so you're not gonna start after the low-level foot soldiers. We're gonna take you in, make sure you're trained in the military style, make sure you're capable to work with teams, if you decide to take this life, of course, and see what you have to offer. The best of the best will go underneath the general, and then those that can't live up will go into other positions. We have separate groups in determining on where you could go. One is the faction of the general, another is the faction of the forest, another is a faction of spies, another is men leading the charge on the battlefront field, and the last is those that protect the people themselves, the town guards, but you did not want that one, so of course you wouldn't get that one. Your primary position, since, again, you're not really foot soldier material, you're above and beyond that. So you'd start off at perhaps lieutenant, seeing and depending on your loyalty to the crown, of course. He takes you to where currently people are sparring, training. You do see a very the best way I can describe it, if you know the person, a very Fabio looking man with like golden lock blonde hair, very built and very stout, definitely someone that is appearing on a lot of romance novels and a lot of people super into, if you're into that kind of person.
So, are we gonna have sparring matches? Take it.
Yes, this will be determining how great you currently are, even though you are already great. Unfortunately, none of our men were able to do this mission due to our own circumstances, and decided to see if others out there could do it. But now we're going to see how well you adapt to the sword, the blade, and the like.
Is there restrictions on how we fight?
Hand-to-hand, no magic. As more than likely you slayed the beast with like ensnaring traps, long-distance shots here and there. This is more to see how your own military styles work.
Kind of laugh.
They just laugh.
Just shaking my head as he's like long range styles, and I'm just kind of like shaking my head.
He assumes like you're a hunter. It's like people that trap and do all that stuff. Clearly you're not, but he doesn't know that.
What if we use other?
How so? Like, what other means?
I kind of point to the bear and like something like that, and a little bit more. I guess you could say natural.
I mean, that's not really you. I understand that you're a
I'm not talking about the
creature
bear.
tamer, but this is
Oh, I'm not
more
talking
what you can do.
So as long as it's something we can physically do, we're fine.
You yourself, yes.
And no magic.
No magic.
Okay, out of character, is wild shape considered magic, or is it?
I think I've had this discussion before with another group. Technically, wild magic is classified as a
What?
magical effect, but it's not magic.
Technically, because I can't be shunted out of my wild shape if you pop in the dispel magic stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it is magical, but it is not magic.
That just don't make no sense.
It's like the dragon's fire breath is the best way I can say it.
But it's not magic. Dragon's fire breath is natural.
That's what I'm saying. Anyways, this is the closest rendition of what I said beforehand, although this is not the image I had in my mind. But I can't find the token anymore, so you get this man. And he has a more or less military outfit, so it works.
Isn't that Wondertainment?
No, it's pretty close, though.
Wait, what? Wondertainment from the last.
No, not Wondertainment. Wasn't it? No, fuck. That was That's Anderson.
Yeah, no, yes. No, it's pretty close, though.
Okay.
It might be from the same artist, because, again, I get a lot of tokens and then forget where they come from.
Good job.
But I think it's from the same batch as Anderson.
So sorry, are we fighting this gentleman here then?
Yes. Him and his 3 triplet brothers. Yeah, wait. No.
No, he's a triplet.
He's a triplet.
He's got 2 brothers.
Yes.
That's how that works.
Because I don't want to find another token. So, who will go first?
Is this a 3v1 or is this 1v1?
Oh, 1v1.
Okay.
What would be good triplet names? Troy, Trevor, and Tristan, come over here. These are the men. That actually good triplet names, but horrible. Don't do that to your children. He does state, now boys, these are the individuals that will be potentially joining us, and I want to see their martial prowess. Troy, yes, boss. I want you to go ahead and be the first one to show them the ropes. And then he looks towards your team. Now then, who would go first? I don't expect you to win, but I do expect you to present a show.
I'll go first.
Very well, Yuko. I'm excited to see this.
The man bows, a salute, and then looks towards you. All right, then, how about you? Takes out a long sword and goes, whenever you're ready.
When he was bowing, she would bow as well.
Okay. Yoko, go ahead and roll turn order.
Still didn't get an answer about. So is that a no to wild shape?
I'm saying it's technically not magic, and he said no magic.
Okay, so I'm good. Like
Interpret that however you will.
the way I interpret wild shape in general is it's something natural that they've learned to naturally do themselves, not through magic.
Yeah.
It is still a magical effect. Like, even Wild Shape says it, you magically assume it.
But is it considered like it's a magical effect?
Yeah, if someone dispels magic on Wild Shape, they are no longer Wild Shaped.
Oh, I thought it couldn't be dispelled like that.
Dispel magic targets a magical effect. Fucking wild shape is in fact a magical effect.
Yeah, we will figure this out later. But yeah, for now, it is not classified under magic, but it is magical. So Dispel would break it, but you can use it. I'm just going to say it flat out. Milo, you can use it. Anyways, oh, he rolled a 14. I forgot about that. Darn it. I honestly expected Yoko to just beat this guy into the ground first. What would be good sparring music? Okay. Hey, whatever. I'm just gonna go with the first one I see. Hydra. The man brings out his long sword, bows, gesture of good faith, and then looks towards you. As you begin to make your motions, he goes in for a lunging attack. Directly towards you, now 5 feet. He then goes in for a stabbing thrust, attempting to strike at you. However, as you move around him, he simply cuts into the air. He throws his blade into the sky, grabs onto it, now reverse, and begins to try to slash at you with a disadvantage strike. And still whiffs into the air. Yoko.
Okay, I'm gonna use my blade song and then make one attack at him.
Okay. Oh, that's 23. Grabbing your blade, you go in and this guy only has 15 health. Yoko, how do you want to bring him down?
While he's busy showing off, she's just gonna go in and cut him straight across the chest. No fancy moves or anything, just all business.
Like, non-lethally, or are you taking this guy down? He didn't say you couldn't kill him.
Non-lethally.
Okay. You begin to roam and cut through and through. No panache, no panache. It's simple. Strike swift and strike hard and fast. He looks down. He sees like a massive cut there. But he was gonna say something along the lines of, "Oh, good show, very good." Doesn't get to say that because electric current just goes through that wedge and just knocks this guy down onto the ground, unconscious. His brothers come over towards his side. Trevor, Troy, quickly help him! And then begins to like drag him out of combat. The man that you came with beforehand does look towards you. Well then, it does seem that you're capable of hand-to-hand combat. Very good.
Is there a medic or someone around?
Oh, if he bleeds out, he bleeds out. I'm just kidding. Yes, we have a
There's
medic.
me. I'll just go over in a healing hand.
Well, I was just
for one.
I meant to ask that out of character, like if I saw someone coming over to help him.
No. No one does, unless they call for him. But Aster goes over, heals him for one, bringing him back to consciousness, but still heavily hurt.
Yeah, basically, I just run my finger along the wound and like seal it.
Yeah.
Just make it tab over, but like all the blood is still there.
Yeah. Trevor wakes up. A lot of blood. Looks down. Oh, it looks like I have to break up that date with Cecilia later tonight. Troy looks down at his brother. Oh, nonsense! She would love a battle scar. But he eventually gets dragged out of the area. Troy comes over. Looks like I'll have to defend the honor of my brother. Who goes next? Yoko again.
Milo, why don't you go?
Fine. I
Do you
can't
need-
control my token.
Give me
It's too
one.
small.
What
Alright.
were you saying, Esther?
Should be good now.
Would you like a mace or a quarterstaff or something?
He didn't say I couldn't use my bow. He didn't say I couldn't use other stuff too. Just no magic.
Cool.
I'm not gonna kill him.
Troy looks towards you. Oh, and I won't kill you either. I'm honor bound to, seek revenge, but obviously you didn't kill my brother. Not that you could.
But while he's talking, I've just let an arrow loose at him. I'm not waiting. He can talk if he wants. I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say roll initiative / turn order. If you go before him, he'll be surprised. Oh, that's a 6. Oh, and he rolled a 4 with his modifier. It's a 5.
So as he's still saying, I'm seeking just a family honor, he gets I'm gonna hopefully he'll get a arrow to the chest. Nope.
Unfortunately not.
Oh wait, I didn't mean to do sharpshooter because we're not fighting anything. Damn it! I hit the wrong one.
Is the modifier different in the...
Yes.
How much different?
It'd be 13 instead of 8.
13 hits.
Okay, so let me roll the regular one so it doesn't add the extra damage. Okay, so, but here's the extra damage and.
I thought you said so it doesn't roll the extra damage, and here's the extra damage.
I mean, here's the normal damage. Sorry,
Thank you.
but because my favorite foe is not is it considered magical?
The man's pretty. He's not magically pretty.
No, he's talking about his feature.
Oh, okay.
The favorite foe thing.
Hmm.
This thing. It's not it doesn't say it's technically magic, so he gets the damage on top of the D4. So, and it's only 7 points of damage. So are we starting combat rounds now?
He's surprised, is what I'm saying, which means you would have advantage on your first initial strike. You hit with a 21, so sorry, with a 13. Anyways, but yeah, it would be her turn afterwards if he didn't already take 6, 8.
Don't include that second.
Don't
eight.
Oh.
include the 8 because I didn't mark him with the oath.
Oh, my bad. It would
So
be
it's
his
only-
turn next. It just means you had advantage on your first strike.
Well, that's the first attack.
Okay.
Oh wait, magic.
You take out your bow, shoot an arrow directly into him, 10 feet away. So you don't get disadvantage.
I'm just gonna sit there and I'll put the bow away and hold out my arms in front of me, like out, palms up, and just use my right hand to motion for him to come. As I just grow into a giant bear. Bonus action wild shape.
Okay, there we go. I was waiting for it. Because I always forget, wild shape's a bonus action.
For moon druids.
Yeah.
It's only druids. No. What is? Do I get the stat block of the creature that I got? You said I would get a weaker version, and then when I hit the higher level, I would get the full version.
Yeah, that's why I gave you the Wendigo one.
Oh, so I'm going to basically turn into a Wendigo.
You can. You can.
I'm gonna turn into the Wendigo.
Is it like a weaker version? Because the Wendigo stat block is presented as CR3.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Well, the way he said is the one we fought was like a challenge rating what?
CR5. This one be the one you're turning into is weaker than the one you have right here. But it's not so different. The armor class would be 15 instead of 16.
All right, don't change my token, so I'm gonna edit it.
And it wouldn't have multi attack.
And it has the 52 health though.
It does have the 52 health. It doesn't have multi attack or the pounce attribute.
Okay.
But that's basically it. Once you're able to turn into CR3 creatures, you would have access to the entire thing.
Cool. Okay. So this one right now. Okay. I'll edit this later. Can you give me a character sheet?
Sure.
Extra one, and I'll do this later. But right now I have a 15 armor class, no pounce, and no multi-tack. But I do still have the 2 different types of attack, correct?
Yes, the bite and the slash.
All right. And I just sit there and I get like I'm sitting there. I'm a small creature, and I just hold out my hands, like in that picture, Yoko, and I just like come. And as my form swells up into the Wendigo.
Okay. As this happens, you do see that the man that brought you here, whose name you do not know because you never bothered to ask and he never gave it to you, is stunned, surprised, and shocked, but not in a good way. But the man named Troy does look towards you, and he just states, "Foul beast! How dare you deceive!" And then begins to
Hold up. Just
Troy said that, not the moderator.
Oh,
The guy I'm fighting's the one that said it.
Yes.
okay. I'll let him go on. I'll just go over here to the moderator. And be
Yeah.
like,
He's surprised. Like, he's shocked, and something might happen after the fight, but right now, Troy believes that Milo is some sort of demonic creature. Yeah. Rushes towards you, Milo. As in your new Wendigo form. Begins to... how would he see? No, he would go... he switches weapons real quick, putting away that longsword that all the triplicate brothers have. Takes out another one, and you see it's silvered inlined and with a magical script engraved into it. If anyone does and can read Draconic, it does read out Hellish Rebuke. He brings it out and begins to try to slash it into Milo. It's same modifier though, just new magical weapon. 7.
No.
Tries to
just kinda
slash into you, but is not even able to graze your fur. Switches it up, goes in for a stabbing motion instead, giving disadvantage to his strike. That's an 8. Just floundering everywhere. Milo, go ahead.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna like I'm gonna do a claw attack, but it's not gonna be lethal, so I'm kind of like holding the claws in to where it's just like a smack kind of, so it doesn't hurt.
handing him.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna take whack right across the face. Hold on, I gotta do custom rolls because I don't have a sheet yet. So it is okay, so it's +5 to hit. That's a D20. Roll. 23.
Yeah, that does hit. Of his AC
Alright.
of 13.
D6, 2, and +3. 10. Whack! Right across the head.
Oh, well, with 15 health and already taking 7, you just beam him in the back of the head. As that happens, as he goes or seemingly goes unconscious. The blade begins to flicker and then shoot out just in flame. Milo, go ahead and roll a dexterity save.
I'm not moving. I'll let it hit me.
Okay. You get hit for some damage as he hits the ground. I don't think it's enough to kill you.
Fire?
It is
it
fire.
fired?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's doubled.
That'd be 2d10, so it'd be 4d10.
No, not
Double
the,
after roll.
after the roll. 2d10, and then I double the damage.
The
You don't-
Wendigo is vulnerable.
Fire.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, for some reason I mistook that. Anyways. Boom. So 14 total.
Total. I'm just sitting there. I just kind of brush where it burned. Because I mean, I got 52 health, minus 14, and then I just as he hits the ground, I just reform back down into my other thing, and I'm going to basically just utter a word, and he gets woken up.
All
As
right.
I hit
You
one word.
backhand this man so hard that you leave a scar around his eye. Now you can tell them apart. Bad jokes.
And 6 hit points.
You heal him back up.
And I reach out my hand to help him back to his feet.
He does not. He basically is conscious, barely able to move, but with enough strength that he is more or less like a frantic child, backing up on all fours.
Oh, man. You okay there?
Milo, you can't speak in this form. At least I think.
I said I reverted back.
Oh,
before
my
it-
bad.
Milo is perhaps poor form to turn into that thing, given all the issues that they've been having with it recently.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to test out the new ability, the new shape.
I think this one was Troy. Troy backs up doggy style all the way until he reaches his brother, Thomas. The man that's been looking over these fights does state, well then, first of all, don't do that, or else who knows what would have happened if
Okay,
we weren't made aware of this.
I forgot. My bad.
Again,
just to be
we were
clear,
hunting this creature down. If people do think that you are this thing in disguise, you would be hunted down.
Poor choice on my end. I apologize. Since you said no magic, I couldn't use any of my magic, so I just used what I naturally can do, and I can take the shape of any animal. As I say that, I change into a wild shape into a bear, and then back into myself.
I'm going to say that is an expended charge because you're just showing it off. Turn Mac.
And-
He nods.
It's natural. I've been able to do that since I was able to speak.
I don't believe you, but I do believe that you're able to do this on a whim. But do be careful next time.
I poor choice on my end. I do apologize. Wasn't thinking. I was
Right.
excited.
He calls over a medic to tend to Troy's mental state.
Aster, I think it's your turn.
Trevor being the last one. More or less.
Oh. Can I get that
Skittish.
arrow back if it's still okay?
Walk.
Is it
walk.
still in him?
The arrow that I walk up to him. Can I have the arrow back that's in your chest right now?
The medic quickly, pullingly removes it from his chest, gives it back to you.
I just clean the arrow and put it away.
Yeah, Troy's not doing so hot. Now considered Beard of Milo for the remainder of the day.
Scared of Milo. I don't really care. I just wave at him as I'm walking away, smiling.
Freaked out. But Trevor being the last man up. No, wait, sorry. I think this one was. No, it was
Tristan.
Trevor.
No,
Was
this was Tristan.
Tristan. Thank you. It was supposed to be 3 T random names. Right.
Oh,
Forgot. Tristan looks towards you, Aster, more or less not really willing to fight, but he's going to do so. He is honor-bound to do so. All right, then. He does bow. It's part of his thing, but he does not break eye contact with you.
it's like he does that little. I can still see you. Bow.
He got a 14, so it's not that great, but pretty good.
Aster kind of gives him the same duelist's bow, and then I'll just let him have initiative.
All right. I'm just gonna add your turn order then, and you go second. He doesn't take out any magical weapons in his armament. It's just a longsword. He goes in for a strike plus 5. 19.
That misses. I'm gonna repost it.
All right.
And I have taken off the knuckle dusters because I don't want to magic them up. So
Makes sense.
This is normal unarmed strike.
15 does hit.
Glory die, so that's an extra D8.
Well, that's his HP pool. So he goes in for a strike, like whimsily, like weakly, aiming directly towards you. With your left hand, you basically knock the blade to the side, and then you sucker punch him or uppercut him. Aster, how do you want to take this man down?
So like he like goes for this, like I picture it more like a stab,
Mhm.
and just one hand like moves, catches the blade, pushes it aside. Free hand goes to his face, just wraps around his face. Leg sweep just knocks it, like trip forcefully putting him into the ground.
And then with
like still holding him, I'll use healing hands and then pull him back up by his head.
yeah, and with the concussive shockwave into the ground, his man is unconscious. Aster, being the kind, or at least not wanting to kill the man just yet, revives him back, bringing him back up on his feet by his face. He is dizzy a lot. Oh man, like no joke. These guys, generally sane, +5 modifier for a standard NPC is good.
No,
It's just nowhere near you guys.
it's above average, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But these guys just hit the ground. Revived. Man now has a massive scar in his chest. Another man is frightened of Milo with a one eye scarred up. How would this guy look different now? You basically just beamed him into the ground.
Broken
I was
nose.
aiming to not give him a scar.
And that makes sense. He has like a massive bruise on the back of his head, but that'll mend.
Got a bump.
Yeah.
I was
He's the-
laughing.
I guess the way he looks different is because he's the only one that doesn't look different.
Yeah. I was laughing initially at what Ruckus put in chat on Discord. Also, I looked it up. Wild shape can't be dispelled by dispel magic.
Okay.
Wild shape is technically not a spell, and that's what dispel magic does. Spell a spell.
But that's not true. Jeremy
But
Crawford
Jeremy
is such a
Crawford-
fucking hack.
Do what?
Jeremy Crawford is a fucking hack. This is the worst ruling of his I've ever seen. Period.
Well, it's
Like, we're gonna
That
go
is
for it, but
absolutely
honestly,
not
I
how that
agree with
works.
Aster. Like, Milo, yeah, dispel magic won't do it. I agree with Aster, though. That is dumb.
I get it, but
Yeah.
God.
I need to use the bathroom.
Yeah. At this point, you've proven yourselves. We're gonna take a 5-minute break here, so you guys can go to the bathroom, get your drinks, and I can give my cat their medicine. Be back in 5.
I need to cool off. I think I drank too much. Too fast.
Oh, so I'm
How
back.
can smite non-lethally?
Because the only thing that matters for making a non-lethal attack is that it's a melee weapon attack.
Okay. What? Okay.
But yeah, let me know when you guys are ready.
Yeah,
Interestingly, so there is a caveat there. So long as you're divine smiting and not doing like branding smite or anything,
right.
because those are a spell effect and would thus make it ineligible to be non-lethal.
Right. I'm almost finished with my cigarette, so I'll be done in a second.
I'm ready whenever.
Ooh, okay, I don't like smoking while drinking. But I do feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Fair enough. I'm gonna get these boys out of here.
Yeah, I think they've had enough for today.
They almost died.
I'm good to go now. I'll be back at the computer, but I can hear now.
Yep.
I'm ready to go whenever.
Okay. As your team basically dismantles, man, I really should have gave him all H names, so I could have said if anyone knows wrestling. As you guys easily dismantle Triple H, you guys eventually settle things down. If no one gets that, that's probably fine.
That's fine.
I get it.
Solomon does. Oh, right, you don't know his name. Well, whatever. Solomon or Sal looks towards you. Well, then, it does seem that you have the right stuff, definitely to volunteer and to will your services for the crown. Obviously, it needs to be a paying job. I'm just saying you willingly volunteer to take up the sword for the kingdom. Now tell me, what, based off of your own abilities and skills, you would have more or less the pick of the litter, depending on what you want to do. Again, town guard, you didn't want to do that. So, which area would you want to take aim for?
I'd say general's bodyguard, living in a nice house, 3 squares and hot in a cot. Bit of prestige.
Aster, go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage because you beat the crap out of those boys. Well, they're men. They're 23 all around.
And that is why I kept lucky. 25.
Go, Aster.
Funnier than 24. Sal looks towards you, nods, and honestly, you took care of these guys pretty well. They were more or less the ranks of lieutenant, and you guys just took them down. Well, captains.
Took one out not on my turn.
Yeah, technically.
You didn't even dignify him with wielding a weapon against him.
Stop making it worse for them. Sal looks towards you. That is honestly fair. I'm gonna go ahead and see if the general's willing to see you. Right now he's busy, but I will make accommodations for you to meet him later tonight if that's acceptable to all of you. Otherwise, you will have the pick of the litter, even captain, within marginary groups if you decide to do so. You can be a captain of the spies, captain of the force guard, the captain of the wilderness. Honestly, any of those positions are now accessible to you. But if you do really want to get the right hand of the general, or that's his group, rather, I will have to speak with him, and he will have to give the okay later tonight, if that is acceptable to you.
Of course. Is there somewhere we should meet you at, or?
He would be at his estate. He gives you like a small little letter, a reprieve. He hands it towards you. And it does read the location, point in time, and where to meet him. I myself will not be there. It'll be the general and his right hand. Maybe his wife, if you're lucky. She's a very beautiful woman.
Sounds fine with me. I appreciate you showing us around and getting us the ability to get these positions.
Of course. He looks towards you and he does state, I understand that our kingdom is not exactly the best or most revered when it comes to the way we do things, but I truly want to help and protect everyone here. But unfortunately, not everyone sees that in the same way I do. But you never know. After some time, more people like me would be beneficial to the army. So, if you do think like me, I am more than willing to make sure you get a spot within the positions you aim for. Well then.
This safety is my utmost concern.
Ask her to roll deception?
What? No.
The people,
That's
yes. But you're doing this
I
for a
said
specific other reason.
I said the kingdom, but yeah.
Oh,
sure.
yeah, no, yeah. Technically not lying. I'm gonna leave it to you. Would this still be considered subterfuge?
I am literally saying the truth. It is just not the truth. The truth I speak is not the truth he thinks he hears.
Yeah, this is more a connection of intention, and clearly not the same intent. So yeah, no roll needed. He nods, and then begins to walk. Shows you around here and there. You meet more people, but honestly, it's just a general tour. This currently is the outpost for the forest section, the forest guard. So that's basically what you see today. He thanks you once again. He allows you to have access to this place if you want to train, meet more people, and look around. But since I don't have that map, it'll be theater of the mind if you really want to do that, which I do have notes for. But he then excuses himself as he heads out and does a few more things, all on his own. Do take care. And he leaves. What do you guys do now?
Yeah.
That could have went better, I think. Milo.
My bad.
Regardless, we could go get lunch, walk around town for a bit, kill some time, head to the general's estate.
Out of character, did Milo ever do something with that skull? Or has he been hauling it along?
He's been hauling it along with the bear. They didn't take it from you. It's just, hey, we did it. Give us money. Was the general thing you had to do.
I got 100 gold, didn't I?
You got 100 gold, so did Yoko and Aster.
I'm no longer broke.
True.
Well, for now, maybe we should find something to do with this. And she just kind of gestures at the skull.
Plans for it, Milo?
I don't know. Hold on, sorry, 1 second. Oh, sorry. Okay, what? Give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't plan to do anything if we just want to go catch a theater performance or something of the like and wait for the general.
I haven't quite thought of anything yet for excuse me, for the I'm sorry, the skull or the antlers yet. So
Why don't you leave them here in the forest domain?
Well, I more meant just put them somewhere so you don't have to carry them around and possibly unsettle people.
not good. I get that, but where are we gonna put it?
Just leave it here in the forest area.
I'm gonna ask someone. Is there a place where I can keep some of my stuff? Come back for.
A general guard looks towards you. Looking towards you, he does state, "Oh, certainly. Oh, you were speaking with Saul. I'm assuming you're a prospect. So, there are general quarters you can go ahead and store your stuff in. He does give you a, not him, but the person that requisitions things such as this. He gives you a magical lock so you can close it and have it shut.
All right, I'll go and do that. Put it away.
All right. You basically store it into a locker, have it magically sealed, and you have the combination. I just wanted to show you this map. I didn't think it'd come up, but yeah, theater.
I don't mind going to the theater.
Yeah, I made a joke about we'll go catch a show or something while we wait for the general, because I had nothing I had planned to do.
I don't either. Let's go watch. Let's go take a do a show. Have a show.
Okay. Ba, ba, ba. Oh,
Sorry about
it didn't save my NPCs. Well, whatever. Thankfully, I have them named. As you go towards a nice matinee, you do see a few plays here and there. You do see a play of a swan entering into the state of adulthood. Soon enough, they transform into that of a black swan, go on a murderous rampage, killing any other creature about it. You do see a few other people coming here and there. You do see more or less people trying to make money or a... what was that? Oh, it's restored opera scene. Should have thought ahead. But you do eventually see a whole bunch of menagerie of people. You see like a redheaded woman perform a nice violin piece. You see a orcish man perform a silhouette, and you do sonnet, sorry. And you do see like the last people as you are in your box seats are a very colorful menagerie of people. They clearly seem foreign to this place, as the way they're dressed stands out as travelers with blonde, purple, and golden hair. The person in front does state, "Greetings one and all. It has been an honor to come here at," looks behind him. "What is the city we're in currently?" Do you not know? No, I've been drunk for the last 3 days. Never mind, I'll wing it. Looks towards the crowd again. "To this wonderful city. So grand that even the simplest traveler would know the name. Clearly, I don't have to say it out loud." None of the crowd's buying it, but he does state, "Now then, thank you once more for this grand opportunity. And we, Tripwire, me ass Trip, Wire, and Vault. Sorry, Vault. It's fine. It's a name. Doesn't matter. Are here to make sure you enjoy yourselves. And it begins to cast a weird ballad. It sounds honestly more like rock music than what the typical thing would be. None of the crowd is really enjoying it. But Astra, Milo, and Yoko, I want you, like, first of all, would your characters enjoy that type of music?
I don't know.
I mean,
I
that's
think-
a
I
pretty
think Aster
broad
could-
genre.
I think Aster could appreciate rock or metal.
No, I just don't care. I just don't care.
It's just a lot of noise.
I think Aster is definitely the type to appreciate rock or metal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
what about
it
Yoko?
sounds okay, but it doesn't really pique my interest.
Not if they're just making noise.
It sounds like a medley and noise, but honestly, because you're not really familiar with it, it just sounds like noise. So I guess this only affects Aster. Aster, go ahead and roll 1d10.
Of all the quick rolls I could do, that is not the one that I have prepared.
Okay. As begin to basically rock out, I'm gonna say 11 other people in the crowd also enjoy this, so it affects them too. I'm not gonna have it be a complete wash of no one liking it, but there's like 52 people here, so not a lot of people. Aster, you feel a very jovial cut into your body, as if you're really feeling this music. So much so that your body begins to not rejuvenate, but spark with life, as if you're getting another second wind. Go ahead and heal yourself 4. If you don't, if you're already tapped up, go ahead and add 4 to your HP pool.
Like my max?
Like I said.
Okay.
Milo, Yoko, I want you both to go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw. Since you're technically fighting this.
I mean, I'm not really fighting it. I don't really care.
It's like you're not enjoying the music, so you're like not trying to get in it. It's more like, are you done yet? But both of you failed. I want both of you to go ahead and roll 1d10. Oh, damn. Go ahead and add Yoko, it would be 7 to your HP, and Milo, it would be 8 to your HP.
And that's max, right?
That's what I said.
Nice.
Ironically enough, the people that didn't enjoy it get more. What are you gonna do?
That's
Try.
pretty.
But Trip in the front does state, all right then. Looks at the crowd. Most of them are like stone-faced. A few people in the crowd are like going, "Yeah, you're great," but not that many. And the rest of the people that more or less enjoyed it kind of stay silent because most of the crowd don't like it, and they kind of go with the crowd, especially in this kind of city. So he's more or less downtrodden, and he goes like, "All right then. If you want to hear more, we'll be out and about around town. But thank you, and good night, city." And then they walk off. Because he still doesn't know the name.
You really do like your trio of band trio, don't you?
They are reoccurring NPCs. But they're always
Yeah.
different in each game.
I could have sworn I've seen one of those tokens before.
Yeah, you have.
Or more than one of them.
I said reoccurring NPCs. But they're always different in how they play out in each game. Which is a good thing. That way they can be reoccurring and at the exact same time different. But yeah, you went to a nice show that more or less put step in your step, and with this, you could have.
Does my bear? Oh, my bear wouldn't have been allowed in.
Your bear would definitely not have been allowed in. Good question. No.
I thought it would have been a good thing, but then I thought about it. I was like, nah, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no bear. But you continue to finish off the next few people here and there. Honestly, the only person that people were really into was the redheaded violin player. Everyone else was okay, great, or up in the air. But you guys finish off the time until you meet up, and then you go towards the estate, which you already have the location to, so it doesn't matter if you know the directions.
This is a
What would be good estate music?
really big place.
It's really what now?
It's a really big place.
He has a lot of money. I'll go with Barovian Castle. I feel it fits the mood.
I wonder if we'll get this place if we put Astra as the general.
If we murder him. Is what you're basically asking. As you present yourselves towards the gate, the two guards in front do state, "Halt! Identify yourself."
My name is Aster. These are my compatriots. Saul sent us. We're the prospective bodyguards for the good general.
I believe you were being a little bit presumptuous. You mean the wanting to be. It was a different word I was thinking of, but I couldn't remember it. So wanting to be new bodyguards.
I said perspective.
Perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, you did. That was me just forgetting. Like 2 seconds after you said it. What is up with me today? Can't speak. Can't remember. He nods, looks towards you, doesn't give you any chive because you did say the right thing. Very well then. Wait one moment. He talks to his partner and he goes to check in. A few moments later, he does come back and he does state, "They're allowed in. Please let them through. Do not touch anything that you're not allowed to. And do not see anyone you're not allowed to. Is that clear?"
Suppose it is.
What are we allowed to touch and see?
The ground and following the path north. Afterwards, you'll come across 2 other guards, which will allow you to see other things. And I'm going to say, Aster, when you were doing things, you found a few blueprints here and there of how the general's house generally looks like. So that's why, air quotes, it's not hidden, because you know some things here and there.
Sick.
I also didn't want to hide anything.
My bear.
Introduce these two as my compatriots. So.
Oh, that's fair. I assume you are Mr. Asta and